Microbiology is the study of tiny organisms, but they totally dominate the planet. So it's important for us to know how they work. And these are organisms from viruses, bacteria, to fungi and molds and things like that. It's also the study of how we respond to them. So our immune systems, the way we fight off infection, is also sort of under the umbrella of microbiology. When we work with microbiology students, we're usually thinking of them in terms of people who might be microbiologists themselves when they get off into the workforce, but we also are thinking of our students as people who might be dentists, doctors, health providers. There are also a lot of students from our major who will go on and write about science or sell scientific supplies or work for government agencies testing water and other substances. They might go into companies and work on microbiology quality control to make sure foods aren't contaminated with things. They might go in to other areas that aren't quite microbiology, like human genetics and things like that. The things they take away from our majors can prepare them for all sorts of careers. As a microbiology major, you would develop skills in critical thinking, for sure, in experimental design, in writing about science and about any complicated concepts, communicating those things out loud to people. I think that you develop skills in also just seeing a world that's invisible, really being able to use your imagination to see things that are there but that not everyone can see, and learning about the kinds of instruments that we use to see that world. It's a really fun major in that way, but I think it does prepare people very generally to think broadly about things, to think critically about things, and most importantly, to be able to communicate interesting ideas to people within their field, but also outside their field. In microbiology, I think there's a big emphasis on, obviously, tiny organisms, but also the way those organisms interact with each other, the way they communicate with each other, detect each other, and even fight with each other. In fact, that's the basis of most of the antibiotics we use today. Also in microbiology, we focus on how big organisms like us interact with these tiny organisms, whether they're symbiotic bacteria in our gut or whether they're pathogenic bacteria, the ones that make us sick. So a lot of these interactions and the way like our immune systems fight off infections, these are a lot of major themes in microbiology. Now, a close cousin to our major is the molecular biology major. In fact, many of the faculty teach courses in microbiology and molecular biology. In molecular biology, there's a bit more of an emphasis on the molecules within microbes or within us that make things work. Molecules like DNA and RNA and proteins that do all the work of the cell. I think that molecular biology is much more focused on these little nanomachines that drive biology. I think microbiology major is a good one to select if you want the perfect combination of really fascinating just material and mysteries that are still yet to be solved. So this really great intellectual journey that you'll go on, and yet the applicability of the things you learn is really great for all sorts of opportunities in the job market. So, I mean, you've got to love the tiny invisible things that are going on. You've got to be fascinated with it. But once you learn that you can see these things, like if you use the right kinds of approaches and you can understand them, you can almost start talking to them, it really becomes an addictive kind of science and really enjoyable.